Hi, I'm Phyllis, southernfrugal.com, and this is Mr. Bucky. And we would like to talk about what?
Well, we were almost to the end of this process
Of what?
of buying this Class A, of finally finding the one we want. At least that's what I believe we got it picked out.
Okay, why don't you tell them about it, since this was all your idea.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I want to get back to that.
But please.
Because I talked about the Class C some time ago, because it was going to be like a truck. You know, you could drive it like a truck.
Right.
But now you're going to have to learn how to drive this thing too.
I'm going to learn how to drive
Okay,
it.
all right, because this is quite different.
Been driving the town car?
Than driving the town car. Well, it's also quite different from driving the Class C, which is really just a, what, 450 truck.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
this is a little different.
Yeah. All right, so
But the main thing is, we've come to a decision, or at least we're down to at least two.
Right.
We believe
we're
one.
really down to one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Are
It's
you
been-
going to finish telling them?
Well, you know what, I was thinking about the process that we've been through. Remember that time that we went to that RV fair in Columbia?
Oh, the one where you wouldn't pay
It
to
was
get.
$27 to get in the.
So we
gate.
turned around and came
And
back
we'd
out.
already paid for the parking place.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. I
And
think
for
they.
both of us. It's
Yeah.
gonna be $27 a piece.
I know that was
We're
really
gonna have to pay $54 to get into the fair.
right, and we weren't even ready to really buy, were we?
But the truth
Now,
is.
well, in all fair, this was 15 years ago.
Right.
Yeah,
But
we're
you know,
smarter now.
But you know, 15 years ago, we were still talking about a Class A.
No, we were talking about a
Wait
fifth
a minute,
wheel.
that's right. Fifth
Yeah,
wheel.
fifth wheel.
We're
And
talking
here was
about
the
fifth.
problem. The fifth wheel, say a 40-foot fifth wheel, which is about as long as you can get, I think. I
Right.
don't know. And
Without having a commercial license. you know.
right,
Yeah.
and a 450 Ford truck,
Right.
a dually with those big wheels on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we've been through all of it, haven't we?
We have. And how many times have we been out to Columbia, to Camping World in Columbia, and looked at RVs?
Over and over. Even we went to the one in Charleston.
That's right.
Yeah,
Went
but-
to Charleston.
yeah.
And we've been to Columbia several times.
And remember the time you drove the Class A in Charleston?
Yes, I do.
They only wanted 10,000 for it. And
That's
when
right.
when we rode, Mr. Buggy was driving, and the lady that was the salesperson was sitting in the truck, and she kept saying, "You don't want this one. You don't want this one."
Well, I think she must have had that in mind for Kemp people or
Or
something.
something. I don't
Because,
know.
but you were determined to get that truck.
well-
I mean, that Class A. And
Excuse me,
I
Steve.
just wasn't that gung ho on that one.
No.
At that time, we had $10,000 that we wanted to spend, I guess.
Yeah.
And you were so intent. Now, see that there we go back to the Class A again. You always said it was my idea.
Well, I didn't know what a Class A was. How about
Okay.
that?
Oh, but
Yeah.
we learned. We learned what a Class A was,
Yeah,
a Class B, and a
Right.
Class C. We learned.
Look
we
at Steven.
learned all
He's
that.
wanting to get in the video.
Come on, Steven.
He didn't want to get in the video.
There's Steven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peppy's in there asleep, I think.
Okay.
Steely always comes in when I'm videotaping, always. All
Well-
right, you gonna get down now? Anyway, so where are we now?
Well-
We've narrowed it down to
Right.
two. All right, well, let's tell them about the process, because that was a little
That's been
tiring.
fun but tiring.
Tiring, very
Fun
tiring.
but tiring.
So we looked at we well, of course went to Camping World again and some
Camping World,
other
yeah.
places,
Right.
and but we were looking at Camping World on those we had already found on the internet. We weren't just
Right,
looking at
right,
everything
right.
because
Well-
we've done that before, and
Yeah,
that is
that's
major
too
tiring.
global.
Global, yeah.
I mean, it just it tired.
I know. I
That's
was
a smooth
exhausted that
process.
day too.
But now we're actually down to a point to where.
And wait a minute, I was really tired too because you made me drive.
Of course.
Or you gonna hop out and look at one and then hop back in the car and I'm gonna drive you around? I mean, that's sort of what
It's
happened.
kind of like that time when we were gonna buy that appliance, you mean?
Yeah.
I said, you go on in and get it and I'll keep rolling.
He's gonna keep rolling down the road. All right, well, let's get serious now. All right, so we've narrowed it down to two, really one.
All right.
Now, if that one doesn't pan out, which we believe it will,
We feel like that's the one that the Lord's picked out for us.
that we really do. We have done a lot of praying about it and asked the Lord to lead us to the right one at the right price with everything in it that we
Right.
needed or wanted or whatever.
And we made a list of both of the,
Yeah, we
for
did.
these last two, for the
Yeah.
advantages and disadvantages of both of them.
Yeah, we compared the two,
Okay.
and the one we thought we wanted won out, even though it's actually older than the other one. Yeah. So anyway, we are going to look at it tomorrow,
That's right.
and I'm going to drive it, and you're going to drive it, right?
We'll see about that.
Yeah. And also, I've never driven anything with air brakes.
Now, that's what we want to talk to them about.
I
Now,
don't
we
know
have-
anything about what I got to tell them about driving a bus. Now,
All
I
right.
drove a bus in high school, and it was called bus number 86. I will never forget it. It had no power steering, no power brakes. You had to change gears, and it always stuck in second gear, and I had to double clutch it.
Now, this was not a little short bus.
No,
you
no,
got
no.
seated.
This was the first year I drove a bus.
Okay.
And I don't remember how much we made, something like $27.50 a month to
Right,
drive that
right.
bus. And of course, I was going to school anyway, that's the way I looked at it. And back then, you know, that was spending money, which was a good amount, really. And then the next year, the friend of mine who was driving bus 86 went to another school, and so I asked the principal if I could have her bus, which was a much shorter bus.
Yeah.
And of course, I was driving in North Carolina, they put governors on them, so you can't go over 35 miles an hour
Unless you're going downhill.
unless you're going downhill. And we had to go down a few hills and we could really open it up. But anyway, it did not have air brakes. But they say that we're hoping this has got air suspension, is that what you call it?
Right, right.
Or is it
And,
air?
You know, I do.
So you ride along.
And y'all remember when back when the Buick Electra. I remember that car very well because my
I
dad
don't think I
had
was
one.
even born then.
But anyway,
Was
it
I
had one of
born then?
those air suspension rides,
Come here, Steve.
and that's what we believe that this one has. Because I believe that we heard the man tell us that.
Okay, all right. I was trying to figure out where all that water came from. His ears get in the water when he drinks it.
What you doing, Steve?
Okay, he wants to be on the camera.
Yeah,
He just likes it.
He does.
So anyway, we're learning about that, and I
I'm
actually
watching some videos.
and watched some videos and read some websites, and I actually got a headache because I didn't understand. Did you understand it? Well, I'm not the one that's going to be doing it, right?
Somewhat. I watched it some and
Well, I mean, it's
understood it
got,
somewhat.
one side's got, some of them have one air cylinder thing and some of them have two on each side. And then I realized the guy that I was listening to on that video was training long distance truck drivers.
Yeah,
It's the
I
same
think so.
thing.
You know what's amazing about this thing, though? You're talking about it. It's older. The one we're looking at is older than the other one.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, we think we're choosing the older
Is
one.
it?
Only 2 years older, but it's older.
I think we can all relate to this. The fact that the cars have gotten shorter.
Uh-huh.
Well, so is that RV.
Yeah.
I mean, it's shorter. The second one we're looking at there.
Than the one that's older.
Than the other one.
And-
The one that
and-
we picked out.
And it really seems that the older one is built a lot better, I'll have to tell you.
Yeah.
It
and
does seem that way.
Did they build them better back then?
I think they must have, yeah.
But anyway, not only are we looking at the video on the air brakes, but we're looking at the video on emptying the tanks.
Yeah, and I watched that one too.
Right. And
that's-
there's an order to it.
Yeah,
And,
but we need to get one of those little see-through things. I don't know why and it curves, a 90-degree
Right,
thing curves
right,
down.
Right. That's the
You know,
connector.
Yeah, that connector thing,
Yeah.
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 We'll definitely
Yeah,
need
we've
to.
got to do that.
Yeah.
Got to do that.
So-
What do you think about the air brakes? I mean, do you?
Well, I'm scared. I mean, because I've never used one. I mean, it reminds me of being on a city bus years ago, and both the pedals looked the same, the gas pedal and the brake pedal, and they're always doing that like that. And I guess ours is going to do that too.
Well, we hear that on these buses and all that.
I know, but never one that we were driving.
Well, no, but we just have to get used to it.
Well, I know they say they're safer, actually.
That's right.
You
That's
think
what
they're
they-
safer?
Well, I just have to go by what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we are, did you tell them about the mechanic guy?
Well, now what we're gonna do is get the mechanic to look at it. I mean, he's gonna spend a little time on it.
Somebody that's not associated
That's right.
with the RV, not familiar with
in
it.
other words, the salesman is not gonna make the final decision.
No, in fact, I don't think he'll be there, will he?
Well, he might tell us where it is, but I'm not sure he's gonna be there.
Yeah, so we are hiring this guy who's had 40 years experience as an RV mechanic, and he's going to go over everything on there and look at everything.
Yeah, he must have been
He must be 65
mechanic.
or 70
He must
years.
have been
He
mechanic
might be
back when-
about your age.
Back when the only thing that was on the road was the Airstream. Remember that?
Yeah, no, I don't remember that.
Yeah. Oh well, that's right. You're a lot younger than me.
Not a lot. But anyway, so he's going to meet us there, and we're going to just. Are we going to just look at it tomorrow and go through everything?
Well,
I mean, you
yeah.
know, with me, I would go look through and say, okay, what about the upholstery on the couch? Okay, how's the bathroom? Do I have enough room in the kitchen? And all, you know, but I'm understanding that he's going to take us through. This is the that generator thing.
Right.
And these.
This
Remember
has
we
got
have
a different type generator than the other one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was impressed with that, even though I don't know anything
It
about
was
it.
quieter.
Yeah, and it runs on diesel, not
Right,
on LP
right,
gas.
Right. And
So-
that's an advantage, I think.
But I wonder if you don't have to put a separate tank for that, right?
I don't think so.
You think it just comes from the regular
I don't
tank?
think so. Here's the main thing.
We're
seen-
really forgetting
we've
we're on
seen-
video.
well,
You better watch your
We've seen
language.
videos on both of these.
Yeah.
Actual video.
Right.
That the salesman himself
Right.
did. And, but we looked at all of the, the
Would you s-
pictures, the
would-
photographs
yeah.
online.
And do you feel like you can actually see more detail when you look at a picture than when you're actually there?
I think so, but having looked at the pictures and the video of the tour,
Uh-huh.
I think now when we actually see it again
In
and
person.
make a final decision,
Uh-huh.
then we will have already picked up on the points that we want to talk about or we want to
Oh,
comment.
yeah, we've got a list
Whether
of
they
things
are
we're going to
the
ask.
good ones, the questions.
Yeah,
Frequently
yeah.
asked questions.
Yeah, and of course, I like the kitchen in this one because it's got that whole separate bank of cabinets down below. And when I was telling you that, I said, well, that's 24 inches at least. And then it's got the cabinets to match above, which is more than any we have seen.
Right, and I like the fact that the bathroom is all enclosed, sort of self-contained, if you will. In other words, the toilet and the sink, the lavatory, and the shower are all together.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah,
I don't
because
like
I don't like one where the toilet's across the hall.
Yeah, that's right. They call it the water closet.
Yeah.
Across the hall, and in other words, the bathroom is all separated. I don't like the one where the sink is in the bedroom either.
Oh, I don't either.
I don't like that.
Can you imagine you're brushing your teeth and I'm trying to go to sleep?
Well,
That would be really bad.
or vice versa.
No, well. So, we both, there really wasn't anything that we didn't like about it, was there?
No, I think that just like we're believing for the right buyer for this house,
Right.
we're believing that God has picked out the exact one that we want, and we believe we know
Which
what
one?
it is.
Yeah, but to start with, boy, it was really hard.
Yeah.
We looked at thousands.
Oh, I know we have.
Thousands of
Well,
them. But then you wanted diesel, and so that narrowed it down quite a bit.
Well, when we get to a point to where it's either a diesel or gas, then we have to look at the longevity of the
Well, I mean, the
process.
diesel's gonna last forever.
That's right.
Yeah, which is why
At least
it's
that's
like-
all the literature is
Oh,
we've
okay,
seen.
tell them about is it lamentation?
The lamentation that's
Delamitation.
which we just call
bubbles,
Well,
ripples,
rippling.
ripples.
We call it rippling.
We saw a lot that way.
Yeah, and you know that something happened.
Moisture or too
or-
much heat.
Or I remember one that we were looking at that looked pretty good, and you said finally you believed it had been rolled.
I did. I thought. Yeah, well, I saw a video on that one
Yeah.
time where this guy, the tire blew out and he was on the interstate. I showed you that video
Yeah, I
too.
think so.
And he just rolled on over down into the little, you know how when you have a entrance to the interstate and then it goes downhill.
right.
He just rolled on down the hill. And so I kept seeing the ripples in this one, even on the pictures. I looked at the video and then I saw the pictures. And I kept thinking, what in the world happened? And because it was on both sides, I thought, well, the only way that could have happened is if they rolled it.
Yeah,
And then I actually said, but if they set it back up, it would run okay. Wouldn't that be okay?
that would
That
have
was
had
really-
have been a discount on that.
That were a big discount.
But we're not even going to look at that one.
No.
Not in
no.
person.
No, but it did look good on the
Boy, it
inside.
looked pretty good on the inside.
But I mean, after we learned all that we learned, that what causes that, I think it's delimitation, is that the right word?
Yeah, I
That-
think that was what the salesman called it.
Delimitation is caused from moisture leaking in the
Yeah,
roof.
that's the main thing.
And that's caused by not doing the caulking or all
The
that.
main thing that we look for is whether or not it's had water damage.
I'm just gonna look at you in there, and that way it looks like I'm looking in the camera.
Well, the main thing we're looking for is whether or not it's had any water damage.
I
That's the
think that,
the
yeah.
biggest thing, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing, of course, is the motor and transmission.
Yeah, but if it's a diesel.
And tires.
Oh yeah, how about this one's got Michelin tires on it, and
Well,
they're
well,
new.
That's right. We
Yeah.
want to check those tires out pretty good.
Yeah, make sure they're new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Or he said they were newer. Yeah. We
But-
talked to the salesman 4 times yesterday.
But you know we want Michelin tires because we've had Michelin tires on our cars now for
Forever.
Forever.
Yeah. All right. So that's where we are then.
That's where we are.
We're going. Now, if this doesn't work out after all this work,
Well,
you'll have to take me out and get me some potato soup at Fats. Okay. We'll have to find us a Fats restaurant. So.
well, we got one there in Seneca that we don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So anyway, we are just going to go look at it. I just don't want to be disappointed.
I know, but we've got to also just kind of also be cautious in a way. We got to make sure that it's what we want. It's what God has picked out for us.
Yeah. And then we're going to hit the road until we can build a tiny house. I mean, we can't.
Well,
look how late it already is
Yeah.
in the year. I
The
mean,
tiny house, let's put it on hold
until spring.
until spring, unless.
Or maybe we'll just stay gone for a long time.
Well, that's right.
And we will be videotaping y'all. won't we?
That's right.
Yeah,
But
but we-
kind of like with Travels with Charlie, you know, John
Yeah.
Steinbeck's book. Well, this will be Travels with Bucky and Bill.
That's right. Yeah. So we will have to figure out. Are you growling at me?
I think he's
whining. He's whining.
he doesn't like that
He doesn't.
position there. I don't know.
No, he doesn't like that. The attention's not on him.
Is that what it is, Steve?
I don't
Is that
like-
what it is?
They got sprayed today with the Vet's Best spray, and see his ears. He needs to be combed out. You need to go in yonder, don't you? Look at him. He's not looking at me.
You want to
Look
go
in
in there
the
and see?
camera.
You want to go see Peppy?
Where's Peppy?
Huh?
Is Peppy taking a nap?
You want to go in there and see Peppy? We get a lot of pleasure out of these dogs.
We do, and they're going with us on all our
that's
travels.
right,
Yeah.
that's right.
All right. So I can't think of anything else, and we might not record for a couple of days because.
Right.
Well, first of all, if I'm disappointed, I don't want to be disappointed.
Y'all understand that there's always a possibility.
No, don't say that.
All right, but we're going to make sure that this is the right one.
Right. I mean, if there's anything wrong, they'll have to fix it, or we just simply won't get it.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be anything
I
wrong.
don't think so either. I think the one we're looking at, I think it's the one we want.
Yeah. Okay, so then I guess we'll see y'all when we see you, right?
Well, that's right. We'll probably have some news for you, some more news.
Yeah, and what we're gonna do then, I mean, assuming this is gonna work out, right?
Right.
Oh, and by the way, I should tell y'all, he comes up with the ideas and tells me what we're gonna do, right?
I come up with the big ideas, right?
That's right, the big ones that cost a lot of money, you know. And then,
But you are the detail.
and then
person.
I'm the detail person because I have to find out how much the truck weighs by looking it up online.
You check into things that I wouldn't ever think about checking.
Yeah, but you knew the truck was small and we
That's
could use the
right.
truck as a
Yeah.
tow.
Right.
Yeah, for now. And
For
tell
now.
them about, I want to get a Kia
Yeah, we sort of like the Kia.
and
don't
I
know.
want it to be green.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, like that one I showed you
Oh,
on the
yeah, yeah,
road.
you
Yeah,
remember that.
real pretty
But we
light,
do-
silvery looking green.
But for now, the little truck will serve as a good tow.
Yeah, but you have to change gears and it's so hard to
I
turn.
know, but for now.
Yeah, for now, it'll
But
work
right
for
now, well, let's just wait and see what, about the driving the RV.
Yeah.
We shouldn't call it an RV, should we?
No, you're supposed to say
Class
it's
A.
a, no, it's
Pusher.
a diesel pusher is the way you
Class
refer to
A
it.
diesel pusher.
Diesel pusher, yeah. I'm glad gas prices and even diesel's down now. But this one should get pretty good gas mileage too, better than a gasoline one would get, yeah. So anyway, all right, well, I hope we haven't bored y'all with all of this. Have you bored them, you think?
I hope not.
So then we'll see y'all, I guess in a couple of days. The plan is to look at it, and then if we want it, then, you know, we go ahead and get it, and then we have to make an appointment with this mechanic.
That's right.
And then he comes, and, you know, it's a couple hours from here is where we're going. So then he comes, and then he goes over everything without the other guy. You think the other guy will be there?
I don't know.
The owner?
Anyway, it's gonna take a couple of days to do all that.
Yeah, to get everything
Might take us a
straight
little vacation there.
in
Mini
between.
vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's about it, I think, isn't it? And
For now.
so you've talked me into it. Is that what happened? You did, Bucky. You talked me right into it after.
Well, but you keep saying that I always was the one that wanted the Class A. I think we.
No, I wanted a fifth wheel years
That's right,
ago,
that's
but
right.
then I decided that it wasn't worth it.
Well,
to have to get the 450 truck and all that.
right, and remember now, we thought we were gonna get a truck. In fact,
Anyway.
Yeah, we were gonna get a truck, and we went and offered the man what we thought was a fair price,
For a new truck.
and he wouldn't take it. Even, we looked at it again, said, wait a minute, we can go a little bit more, so we told him, okay, we'll go a little bit, he still wouldn't take it.
Oh, no,
Now,
he didn't want to sell that truck.
didn't wanna sell the truck,
But
but.
this was at a car dealership
Did-
too, by the way.
Didn't want to sell the truck, which we would have to had if we were gonna use the fifth wheel.
Yeah, so buying a fifth wheel and a truck would
That's
really be
right.
more expensive, depending
That's-
on what
that's
kind.
right,
I mean, we're
depending.
getting a used Class A,
That's right.
diesel pusher. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
but at any rate, somebody stopped that.
Yeah, I know.
And, you know, we.
I know because I was
we
ready to
believe-
write him a check.
We believe that the Lord was involved in that one.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, so we're just gonna have some fun and go visit. I mean, we've been all over the country already, but we haven't really been up like through British Columbia, the southern part,
no, we
or
haven't.
Montana or South Dakota. But you can't go there in the wintertime. So what can we do? Go to South
That's
Texas and Florida
You
Keys.
go to Alberta.
No. All right, that was it. All right, we will see y'all next time. Couple of days, maybe 3. Bye.